Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs podcast. We got a little music playing in the background, Andy.
You'll find out that's part of the bit later. You'll understand what that's all for.
Well, we're on season 4, episode number 23. Today is April 20th, 420.
Happy 420 day to Miley Cyrus and Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson.
All that stuff. So today's a songs episode as we're going to cover album of the week, upcoming tours, concerts, music, all music related. But we're going to start off today with an album review, Andy. Band we've never covered, the Steve Miller Band.
Nice.
The album is called Fly Like an Eagle. So this came out in 1976, and I'll bring up the album cover here. There's the album cover. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band. So this is vintage 1976, if you will. There we go. There we go. It's the 9th studio album by the band. Here we go. 9th studio album released by American rock band Steve Miller Band, released May of 1976 on Capitol Records. The album was a success, spawning 3 singles: Fly Like an Eagle, Take the Money and Run, and Rockin' Me, eventually receiving quadruple platinum certification. So 4 times platinum. Andy, what are your thoughts on that?
That's very good. Very, as you could probably go on, you're going to talk about later, very well deserved. They finally got there.
Yes, and Fly Like an Eagle was voted number 400 in the 3rd edition of Colin Larkin's all-time top 1,000 albums. Now, this came out as of the year 2000, top 100 or 1,000 albums. This is ranked 400. And the one I'd more trust, I guess, is the 500 greatest albums of all time. This comes in at 445. And this album remains a staple of rock, and its singles remain in constant rotation on classic rock radio stations in the United States and worldwide. Classic rotation. Very good stuff here.
A lot of late 70s based movies and TV shows, you'll hear some of their songs on it too in the background.
Now, here's the track listing. Now, there's some of these that I like and some things that I don't like about this, Andy, but we'll get into that. So song 1 is called Space Intro. It's an instrumental, 1 minute, 15 seconds, and it rolls right into Fly Like an Eagle. Steve Miller wrote that song, 4 minutes, 42 seconds. Everyone knows that. Wild Mountain Honey is next. Very good song. Not released as a single. One of my favorite songs is Wild Mountain Honey, and also followed up by the song after that, Serenade. Very good and underrated. The next song is Dance, Dance, Dance. I have seen actually the quote that says this sounds like one of the best John Denver songs that John Denver didn't have anything to do with. It sounds like a John Denver song. Yeah. Very good, very good. And then there's Mercury Blues, song 6, a song about the Mercury Car Company, a sports car, hot rod car from Mercury called Mercury Blues. Then we get at the other side of the cassette is Take the Money and Run, Rockin' Me, 2 back-to-back great songs. Then you get You Send Me is a cover song, You Send Me. In reading some of the notes, this is a Sam Cooke original song. In reading some of the comments I saw just actually today was some people think that this song You Send Me is better than the original. That's neither here nor there. Next song is Blue Odyssey, another instrumental, 1 minute, Blue Odyssey it's called. And then it finishes up the tracks with 2 4-minute tracks called Sweet Marie and The Window. And so, out of these 12 tracks, I would take the 2 instrumentals out, make it, release it as a 10-song track. But if you look at the genre, Andy, the genre is listed as rock for this album, psychedelic rock, blues, and space rock. There's actually a genre called space rock, and that's why they have those 2 in there with the synthesizers and the organ and the sounds like that, and the references to space. The space references is why they get that. So I think then it's fair to have those instrumentals in there because they deal with space. What's your thoughts?
When I hear space rock, those instrumentals, I think of the bit from the TV show Friends where Ross was playing on his keyboard with all the sound effects. That's kind of what I picture, you know.
Yes.
Good album. That's the great thing about Steve Miller. He touched all those different things in the same album, though, to all those genres. So
Yes, and so they released The Joker in 1973, had a few years off, and then Fly Like an Eagle, which went 4 times platinum, and then Book of Dreams was later. So beginning around this time in 1976, April 26th, they released Take the Money and Run. Very good song. Rockin' Me was released late summer in August that same year, and then also Fly Like an Eagle. And then in January of 77 was Serenade. Very good songs. So they had 4 released. Sweet Mountain Honey was never released. Wild Mountain Honey, I mean. And Dance, Dance, Dance. Everyone knows that song. And so there's probably 4, 5, 6 regular songs that most people are going to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's 6. 6 songs that most anyone with a heartbeat, with a pulse, is going to recognize 6 of these songs of the 12 here. Is that fair to say? Okay.
That sounds right. Yeah, you'd recognize them. You may not know it's Steve Miller, but you go, oh, I've heard that song, and I've heard it a lot.
Yeah, recorded in San Francisco, California, Steve Miller Band. Now, the personnel, Steve Miller, Lonnie Taylor on the bass, Gary Malabar on the drums, and Steve Miller does the vocals, guitar, keyboards, the sitar, and he's also the producer. Now on track 12, that last song called The Window, there's extra people in there, a bunch of additional personnel to play the harmonica, different people on the guitar, bass, drums, a B3 organ, and comes into play there. So a lot of musicians on this album, but it went 4 times platinum. Now, 30th anniversary edition came out in 2006. I don't know if you're a fan of this or not, but they did a live at the Shoreline Amphitheater in September 2005, released it in 2006, includes a lot of songs, including George Thorogood, Joe Satriani. What are your thoughts on those?
Satriani and Thorogood, both great guitar players. Steve Miller, also a great guitar player, so it's kind of neat hearing them in there. I wish he would have said it was a greatest hits concert album type of thing. That'd be okay. As we've mentioned before, I'm not a real big fan of re-releasing albums, recovering albums. But if you're doing it as hey, here's our greatest hits live 20 years later, I guess that's okay when you have guest artists on there. But when you're doing it just to be greedy,
it's a push, I think, for the A&R band, the record label. They want to do something like this. And, Steve Miller, I think everyone's got their greatest hits album because that's a staple. But this has 6 songs on. This is just the regular album, the studio album.
Right.
Very, very popular songs. It also shows the lyrics, the vocals that he's got, the band themselves, the musicians that are in this band. Very good.
We talked about how you had Satriani and Thorogood on there. If you go deeper into the history of the Steve Miller Band, which 10 years before that was the Steve Miller Blues Band.
Oh, really? Okay.
They were a blues rock band before that. Record company says, name's too long. You got to cut something. So they dropped the blues part. Steve Miller Band, and then that's when they started going off. Not because the name changed, but even then, even nowadays, people go, oh, the blues band, don't want to hear it. Well, no, it's just got a blues sound. It's not blues album, it's got blues sound. Okay. Maybe that turned people away, but it is very blues sounding.
The rock is very good. Popular rock, like they say, you'll hear it on classic rock stations. You'll hear these songs in bars all the time. Karaoke.
Yep.
These are very popular songs from the 70s. So very good. That's all I've got on the critical reception. Once again, it's not really a sound that can sound dated. These are still pretty fresh songs.
Right. Now I'm kind of going back in the history on Steve Miller for my part here. Like I said, the Steve Miller Blues Band. If you want to flip over to my screen, sir.
Yes. Let's bring this up here.
Put that up. I'll start with the homework right off the bat.
Okay, so we have homework. Yes.
Homework, and I'm giving you something right away. What I played at the beginning. The Lido Shuffle.
Oh, yes.
Boz Scaggs, who was originally in the Steve Miller Blues Band. So I'm going to do a little Boz Scaggs today. He did Lido Shuffle. He did Lowdowns. Songs that's my homework. Look up Boz Scaggs and listen to him. And look up the old Steve Miller Blues Band. Now, if you put in Steve Miller Blues Band on your Google machine, it's going to go to the Steve Miller Band Wikipedia page.
Okay.
So you have to do a little digging in there. A little digging on your Spotify to find it. Good stuff.
Deep tracks.
You can't be half bad if you're Steve Miller and you're on the cover of a Rolling Stone. There he is. Now that he was cool then. I mean,
cool shot.
He William Royce Boz Scaggs, born June 8, 1944. He was an early bandmate to Steve Miller in the Adele and the Steve Miller Band. Scaggs began his solo career in 1969. Though he lacked a major hit until 1976 album Silk Degrees, S-I-L-K, Silk Degrees, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and produced hit singles Lido Shuffle, which we heard earlier, and Lowdown. Again, if you hear those two songs, you're going to go, oh, I know that song from listening to my classic rock station. You know, you just don't pop the name Boz Scaggs to it. Scaggs is credited for helping with the formation of the band Toto. His 1976 album Silk Degrees, he handpicked musicians after taking suggestions from several people.
Okay.
These musicians were David Patch, David Hudgate, and Jeff Porcato, 3 who were already family friends and who were already friends and had frequently performed together on other albums, such as they worked with Steely Dan together. So they were guys he'd worked with before. It's not like he picked you, and you. Everybody says you're great. Let's do an album. He got guys he was familiar with, which when you hear the sound, you could tell that was, familiarity was there. Going back a little more at St. Mark's, he met Steve Miller back in school. He helped him learn guitar at the age of 12. A classmate wanted to give Scaggs a weird name. Like I said, William Royce Scaggs was his name. They started out by calling him Bosley, then Boswell, then Bosworth, and later just shortened to Boz. In 1959, he became the vocalist for Miller's band, the Marksmen. After graduation in 1962, the pair later attended the University of Wisconsin-Madison together, playing in blues bands like the Ardells and the Fabulous Night Trains. That's K-N-I-G-H-T, Night. Fabulous Night Trains. In 1976, using session musicians, he later formed the band Toto. So he was kind of part of that. And also, where's the thing here? In an interview, John Travolta states that the Bee Gees weren't even involved in the movie for Saturday Night Fever to start with, but he would just be listening to Boz Scaggs and be dancing around. So Scaggs kind of had a little influence on that.
Okay.
Or if you listen to Lowdown and Lido, it's that same genre. Not disco, but rock and roll disco, in my opinion. Still good stuff, though. Like when you listen to it, like I was listening to it beforehand here, it's stuff you gotta bop your head to a little bit. Maybe you wanna. Here's a recent picture of Boz Scaggs. You wanna bop your head to it. Something you'd hear like on Chips as they're roller skating down the beach. That music in the background.
Yes.
So that genre, that type of stuff. So, 92, Scaggs performed a Toto tribute concert, and just again, here's great musicians he was with: Michael McDonald, Eddie Van Halen, George Harrison. So he's very well respected, worked with some great guys. Look up Boz Scaggs. That is your homework.
Okay, we can do that.
So, and here we go, some more stuff. April 18th, 1987, the birthday of the Headbangers Ball on MTV.
Great stuff.
Back when MTV played videos.
Oh my
Kids,
goodness.
they played videos at one time. Look at some of that hair in those pictures. Holy Christ.
Great collage there.
The hairspray. Oh, my God. All right. Motley Crue is going to hit the recording studios with the John 5 guy. So that means they'll have to learn how to play their instruments again and record an album. But
okay.
Cover that later. Some concert stuff coming up. Here we go. First of all, if you really want to strike back at Ticketmaster, go see a local band at a local venue.
Fair enough.
Here we go. Up South duo, Mike and Danny, Music at the Park at Market Square in Medora Heights on Wednesday, May 10th. So start looking for the bars to have guys outside. You may not see a full band like up south. You may just see a couple guys split off and do stuff every now and then. Different bands do that too. We've mentioned it with Isaiah Mueller. Sometimes he plays with the group. Sometimes he's solo. Just keep watching your favorite bars and look at their calendars and see what they got out there. Kissin' Time, Mr. Zero and the boys.
Okay.
6th of May, performing there, and you can just follow their stuff. Very good show. This is the 1974 through 77 tour tribute. So they'll be with Dream Police, Cheap Trick tribute band. So very good band. We've seen them. Same four we saw a couple years ago or last year. They're still together. They still do a great, great show.
May 6th. Okay.
Def Legends will be back in town at the Island.
They love coming up here.
Yes, July 1st, 3 p.m. Saturday up at the Island. Tell them we said hi if you go see them, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, they won't give you anything, but just get that blank look on their face like, who the hell are those guys? Made in Minneapolis at Darkest Hour, they'll be playing Other Side of the Cheddar Curtain this Saturday.
Ooh, Madison.
At the High Noon Saloon.
Yeah, this is a great combination if you get a chance to see this band. It's mainly the same guys in both, but they will rock your socks off. Let's just say that.
Good college town there, so it should be a good crowd, good night. You kids go out there and learn about history and go see some good old school music. Stormbreaker, fairly new band, or new to us. They're going to have an album release. I listened to some of their stuff. This isn't homework. This would be like a little extra credit. Check them out. Give them a listen on Spotify. They were on 93X recently announcing their stuff.
Route 47.
Yep. So go if you want to go there to pay to listen to the album release or just check out their stuff. Good band. Good guys. Strange Days. Are the special guest for a Jackal concert coming up in Watertown, South Dakota, Friday, June 23rd. So if you're over on the other side of the state, go see them. Sammy Hagar and Bob Weir present the acoustic 4-H concert. It's a concert awareness concert that Sammy puts on.
For a Cure?
For a Cure, yep. Did I say 4-H? I'm sorry, for a Cure,
yes. Yeah. It looks okay.
Music for a Cure for prostate and other cancers. Michael Anthony, Chris Isaac, Vic Johnson, Don Was of Was Not Was.
And Nancy Wilson.
I'm sure we've heard of Nancy Wilson. So if you're in the California area, I guess what I'm basically saying here is look for this on YouTube or your social medias like a couple days afterwards.
Okay.
Sammy Hagar's social media pages, you'll see stuff on it. I'm sure with YouTube that now you'll see cuts from this show coming up.
It's all acoustic.
Yep. Rock Show concert dates. Rock Show Bob. Former member of Hairball, so it's a Hairball type concert. So here's some dates. He's St. Michael, Sauk Rapids, Bayfield, Chaplin, Minnesota, the Columbia Heights Jamboree, playing up at BIR in Brainerd, Iowa, and more dates coming soon. Rockstarbob.com.
Okay.
Got some new releases here. These guys I checked out today too. Horns for a Halo from Elegant Weapons. Heavy metal brainchild Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest. Robbie Romeo, he's done some stuff with Rainbow Singer on there. I listened to some of their stuff. Pretty Judas Priest sounding, pretty heavy. This isn't your Europe Winger Poison type heavy metal. This is Judas Priest. Dio. This is don't have the little kids around heavy metal. It's good stuff.
Wow, that's interesting. So that's a debut album coming out in May.
Yeah. May 26th. You can hear some of their stuff online. So give them a check. They're very good.
We'll check that out.
Dolly Parton's making a rock album. After her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, here is some of the people she's recording with, Dan. Now, this isn't all of them, just people I can tolerate and like and want to talk about. First of all, this all started. She was on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. She wants to do covers of Prince's Purple Rain, The Stones, I Get No Satisfaction, Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, and Freebird by Skinner.
Oh, my goodness.
Stevie Nicks is going to appear on the album.
Okay.
Paul McCartney.
I like it.
John Fogerty. That would be a cool sound right there, I think.
Yep.
Steve Perry from Journey. Looks different without his long hair.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
Oh, felt like
recognize it.
Looking. Steven Tyler. I'll do anything for $1, Steven Tyler.
Okay.
REO Speedwagon lead singer, Kevin Corn. So that should be a cool sound right there. I don't know if to do an REO Speedwagon song or what.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Nikki Sixx and John 5 also, because he'll do anything for money.
Wow. So Stevie Nicks, Nikki Sixx
and John 5 from Motley Crue are going to be on a Dolly Parton album.
Dolly Parton, contributing artist album.
Yeah, I'm just going to, yeah.
I can't imagine it would be good, but you know what? The sounds will be different, like you said. And of course, the fans of each of these are going to go out and buy it. So it's going to sell.
And just because Stevie Nicks and John 5 are there, now I don't know this for sure, but how do you know that it'll do Home Sweet Home? I think Dolly Parton singing Home Sweet Home would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven. I don't know if she'll be able to top. And
a lot of these rock, with Steve Perry, what she could do for Journey, who knows? And who knows if it's for a Journey song even,
Would be interesting to listen to all these songs at least.
Yep. And here we go. One more thing for you. Soundgarden and Vicky Cornell have settled their differences. They were having issues over different things. Here's their statements. This is all from Rock Music Reporter, Eric Abanis. Soundgarden and Vicky Cornell have settled their legal issues. The two parties have agreed to release the final recordings of him with the band. The news was announced in a joint statement. So here it is. Just basically, I guess they had issues over, because that's here, they battling back and forth publicly since December of 19. A number of the lawsuits have been filed by both parties during the time. Subjects of the lawsuits have included back royalties, ownership of demo tapes, and social media passwords. All I got to say on this is shame on them business-wise for getting this far. If you're in a band right now, I don't care if you're whoever, starting a band or you've been in it for years. You can't tell me a lot of bands after this didn't start tying that stuff up ahead of time. You look at the fights Motley Crue's having right now with Nikki Sixx or with Mick Mars leaving.
Well, and then he dies, and then it's like a Prince kind of a thing with the family. Yeah. It gets to be very nasty, and it's all about the all important dollar. Well, some of this would be very good stuff to come out, I think.
Yeah, if it's stuff they've recorded already and it's sitting there, who knows?
I would be getting this, yes.
Yeah, so just keep your eyes open on the Soundgarden site, see what they say when they release. And again, there's our social media links: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have that link, or if you're on Spotify, you have it. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell people you don't like. I don't care. Pass it on.
Yeah.
So Dolly Parton's album, I think, would be an interesting one. It's going to be coming out around Christmas time. So with a straight face, you can go tell your mom, I'd like the new Dolly Parton album for Christmas.
Just to see the reaction.
Just to see the reaction. And then, yeah. You could honestly say that with a straight face, and she'd go, he's finally come around. I'll get it for him.
Do you think there'll be some holiday songs on there?
I don't think so. I think that's the time it's going to be released.
It'll be the time. It'll
just because I think they're going to push it the holiday time. Like she said, she wants to do some of those other covers. Like I said, when I said Home Sweet Home with Nikki Sixx and John 5, that's just a pure guess that she'd do the ballad song for that one. Because I think if she did, that would be very exciting. I would love to hear her do that one.
And they've got.
I don't see her doing, Too Fast for Love. I just don't see that one.
How about the REO Speedwagon connection, a Journey?
Yeah, REO Speedwagon. There's a lot of I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore would be a good one right off the top of my head. I could see her doing that one. With Journey, any Journey song. Now again, Steve Perry's had a lot of fights with Journey on the songs, so maybe it might be O'Sherry when the solo stuff. Maybe it's one of her songs and he just sings the duet. He sings the Kenny Rogers part on a duet she did with Kenny. God rest his soul.
Steven Tyler, Aerosmith stuff.
Dream On. Could Dolly do Dream On?
Pump.
Love in an Elevator.
Toys in the Attic. I don't know. I got a feeling it'd be Janie's Got a Gun, or maybe not that, but it'd be something.
I'd be okay if it was the ballads. If she did all metal ballads with these rockers, that'd be great. I'd be okay with it. Speaking of Dolly and Kenny, Kenny Rogers, I heard today his widow, because as we know, Kenny passed away a while ago. He had a lot of stuff for the can, and she's releasing a new album of his new stuff, and there is a Dolly Parton duet on there.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Would I lie to you about Kenny and Dolly?
No, but that would be something. Once again, people from that generation are going to eat that up. They're going to buy that, download that. But
they ain't going to download. I grew up on Kenny and Dolly, so from my mom and dad listening to it. So I kind of curiosity want to get the new Kenny when it comes out too.
I think these things will sell.
Extra credit. Speaking of Kenny, now that you poked my memory on that one. Kenny Rogers' song "Lady," written by Lionel Richie.
Okay, I think I knew that. I wouldn't have named it, but I knew there was something like that. What's it?
So here's your extra credit. Listen to "Lady" by Kenny Rogers, and then listen to "Hello" by Lionel Richie. I think he just used the same music and changed the words. They sound very. He was in that same mindset on both of them. Both great songs. Copy your own songs. I don't care. But it was kind of the songs are different, yes, but the music is very similar for both of them.
Cut from the same cloth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, that's all we got for this week. Everyone, have a good week. Keep comments down below if you have any suggestions or requests. All right, have a good week.
Yes.
See ya.
See ya.